I'm 6'2" and he was taller than me. So it was, and there's a common misconception that Marines don't get scared. We're actually taught one of our core values is courage.
It's ways to do it, and if you want to act like you're going to be brave, then be brave enough to do it the right way, or don't do it at all. Because then you're not being brave. You're just being a scared white boy. Like, yeah, that's full on assault. If our music is not indicative of who we are, then our music is not our culture. Mm-hmm. So if what our music is, we're supporting that, then we're supporting that as our culture. So if we keep listening and keep buying and streaming that type of music, what do you expect from those that are rapping it and listening to it? We're buying into the exact thing that we don't want, and then upset when it happens. What you supported it. You supported.
Hey, welcome back to Black Press. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Hey, what's up? Welcome back. It's your girl Trish.
And your boy Mr. Define.
And we are
Black Press. What's going on, everybody? Good to see y'all beautiful people. Good to see the camera, and y'all good to see me. So we back with another bunch of hot topics. Watch all the way through, cause honestly, we, especially me, I ain't trying to make this a all ratchet channel. I really don't. I really want to talk about things that's going on in our community that we need to talk about. That it's important, whether it's in the neighborhood, the country, the world, and how things affect us. So, bear with us. Watch everything that you like, and if you don't like it, hit me with a thumbs down. At least it's interaction. If you're gonna stop watching, just thumbs down it before you start watching. It's an interaction.
Yeah.
All right. And while we talking about that, hit the like button, comment, hit the subscribe button,
share,
and hit the bell for notifications.
Yes.
So let's get to it.
All right. We need a round of applause. Because BET is now black owned.
Black owned. Black
is so beautiful. Look at black is beautiful.
It was black owned before.
It was, but there was a period of time where it wasn't. Mm-hmm. So BET is now black owned by the one and only Tyler Perry.
Madea. Oh, yeah.
Not Madea.
Yes.
But now he owns BET and he owns VH1. So that's a big accomplishment.
He owns VH1 too? Mm-hmm. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Has he always owned VH1?
No, he just acquired
it. He bought both of them?
Yeah, he bought both
at the same time.
Yeah. That's banking.
Wow.
That is empowering. And I think
I'm just trying to have two working cars.
Right? But they said he used to live in his car. So just imagine coming from that.
A lot of them did.
I
was watching that Steve Harvey. I think I already knew Steve Harvey lived in his car at one point. But yeah.
That's ambition. You gotta push yourself and have that drive.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, you don't even know how strong you can be until you come up from nothing. I mean,
just keep climbing.
Anybody with their daddy's couple $1 million investment, Trump, can be successful.
Yeah.
What else?
Climbing. And also some more good news. He has a Big Three, the first own sports league.
It's called Big Three?
Mm-hmm. It's called a Big Three.
What sport is it?
I knew you was going to ask me that. It's a sport. We're going to do further research
but Big Three is a sport.
It's a sport. He's trying to start a
sport league.
Yeah, he's trying to start a league. So, I
think I heard him before in the past, like talking about like a football league.
Yeah, it's something for the community.
We're trying to go in the reverse because what we did when we integrated was when we took away the whole black baseball league. When we were the ones supporting it, now they got to monopolize the major league, the white baseball teams, and our talent. So I support sports then. I think I might watch a little bit more sports when I figure out how it better be on internet though, because I'm not buying cable again. I'm not buying cable again. We have transcended beyond cable.
Yeah, cable is expensive.
So
I remember I was at.
We should team up with Tyler Perry.
Well,
Ice Cube should team up with Tyler Perry and put the Black Sports League on BET.
Oh, that would be smart. Yeah.
Hey, I came up with that.
That'd be smart.
Ice Cube team up Tyler Perry, BET, Black Sports.
That'd be
legit.
But I think with
you heard it first here on We Are Black Place.
I think with Tyler Perry acquiring BT and VH1, we're gonna see a lot more diversity and a lot more of like Black people, because a lot of his stuff is empowering. His Medea shows, it always has like a meaning or a message behind it. His movies, everything. And I also see TD Jakes moving into it too, because he's been in the movie industry. So we'll see how that opens up in the future.
Yeah, I got some good news too.
Yeah,
good news. Daniel Penny, the former Marine, current college student, has been indicted under charges. We're not really sure yet. Because he was the white guy on the train in New York that choked out and ended Jordan Neely's life.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. We got a clip on that too. So watch this. This is him talking about it.
I got out of class around 2:15, and I took I was at J Street Metro Tech, took the Uptown F train. At 2nd Avenue, a man came on, stumbled on. He appeared to be on drugs. The doors closed.
He
ripped his jacket off and threw it at the people sitting down to my left. I was listening to music at the time, and he was yelling, so I took my headphones out to hear what he was yelling. And the three main threats that he repeated over and over was, "I'm gonna kill you, I'm prepared to go to jail for life, and I'm willing to die." You know, this was a scary situation, and Mr. Neely came on. He was threatening. I'm 6'2", and he was taller than me. So it was, and there's a common misconception that Marines don't get scared. We're actually taught one of our core values is courage, and courage is not the absence of fear, but how you handle fear. And you know, I was scared for myself, but I looked around, I saw women and children. He was yelling in their faces, saying these threats. I couldn't just sit still.
Ridiculous. Obviously ridiculous.
So he felt like he had to be a hero?
That's basically what it was. He wanted to be the hero. He didn't have an opportunity to be a hero when he was a Marine, so he felt like this was his shining moment to be the knight in shining armor. And so he decided to go up against somebody who wasn't an actual physical threat. I mean, just because somebody's yelling at you and yelling at, no matter what they're yelling, they still don't get. It still doesn't give you a right to even attack them. But then it also, from a military standpoint, when we are training and when we're in combat, even when we're in combat, you have to justify the 1+1 in order to even engage that threat. So for you to engage him, all you had was words that he was saying. No matter what he said, you know, they said he was like, I'm not afraid to die, I'll end all of y'all, and one other thing.
That is a threat, though.
Yeah, it is a threat, but it doesn't give you the.
It doesn't warrant you to try to take.
You don't get to attack somebody just because they made a threat.
Yeah.
You weren't physically threatened. That's one thing. You weren't physically threatened. There was no actual weapon. He didn't actually attack anybody.
Yeah.
So you had no reason to actually even attack him. And then you choke him out, so that means you came up from behind. So we know 1+1 means I also still have to meet that threat with equal force. not over force. So if I am in a convoy and somebody popping small arms fire at me with an AK-47, I can't light them up with a grenade launcher because that's not equal force. That's beyond the force. If somebody's shooting at me from a window and I know there's other people in there, I can't just engage that whole house because that one person with a small arms is firing at me. No, you have an up armored vehicle, you keep moving.
Yeah. Unless
you're infantry and that's what you're supposed to do is go in and address the threat. But you have to, even as a trained veteran, meet with equal force, not over force to the point where you end somebody's life.
And you know what? That brings me to, you remember the young lady that just got killed in Ocala, Florida? It's something similar, like the kids were outside playing in the field and she was being belligerent and saying like harsh and negative words towards her and the kids. And then she went to go knock on the lady's door. Yeah,
I did. I still look. The lady, obviously, she got arrested. Yeah, and she needs to go to prison for a very long. Yeah, pretty much. You ended that mother's life. Who's not able to be there with her children anymore. 4 kids. But that's crazy. At the same time, we as black people need to stop pretending like we're invincible. Like we think just because we from the streets that we can't get blasted from the opposite side of a door.
Yeah.
Well, I know if especially for a black woman that is approaching somebody in defense of her children, she going off.
Yeah, you gonna go.
So a little old lady gonna feel threatened.
Yeah,
they gonna already feel threatened just because you're coming to talk to them. They're gonna feel overly threatened if you're yelling
aggressive.
Yeah. If you're aggressive. Because so I'm not saying that the little old white lady was right. I'm saying is we have to stop pretending or walking around with this S on our chest like we are like what's the word?
I was about to say
invincible. We're not invincible.
Yeah, but see, I know myself. If there's like something that go down with my kids, I turn into. You might as well call me Superman. And then I'm gonna check somebody and
it's not gonna work. What gets me is just because you check somebody doesn't mean you can't get knocked out too.
I don't be feeling like
you
that.
Gotta realize there are people that don't care. I mean,
but you wouldn't expect that from us. You wouldn't expect that from a little.
And this old lady they've had issues before. Like they had issues of calling the police and issues with that lady. The lady thought that those children were in her
vicinity.
No, her area, like her own property, but it was a community little field. So,
but she took the kid's iPad. That's theft.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's when you call the cops. We have to start addressing addressing white people and people that are aggressive towards us. The way they address us.
But at the same time,
if they fight with police with calling the cops, we should be doing the same thing.
But if we call with police, what are we going to be met with? A lot of times, especially in Ocala, because I grew up in Ocala, you'll call the police and they'll come and they'll be on the offensive side. They're not going to be on your side to be like, okay, it's not your fault. They're going to see it. Of course, you have this thing where you're like mad and it looks like aggression, but it's not. It's you defending.
That's aggression.
It's you defending though.
Yeah, but all that being true, all of that being true, is it worth your life?
No, it's not.
That's why that's how we need to walk around. Is it worth my life? Is it worth me not being here for my children? And we need to stop pretending like we got an S on our chest and we're invincible. We're not.
We have the heart to fight.
Down. It's easier to be. It's easy, like, even when it comes to cops, it's easy to be judged by 12 and buried by 6. And that's how we need to address that. But back on
Daniel.
Yeah, Penny. That guy. Daniel, Penny, yeah. Military, and from a military standpoint, you should have actually been. He should have even performed even better. If you want to talk about, oh, I'm a Marine, you're supposed to be courage. We're supposed to use courage. You need to have enough courage to let the guy go before you completely end his life, and then have courage to maybe if he get back up, then you address him again. But you don't just stand there and hold him until he's gone.
But what if he felt like he was eliminating the threat?
That wasn't a threat. You do eliminate the threat. You eliminate the threat, but you don't go beyond what's necessary.
Mm-hmm.
That's like when I was saying, I'm not gonna hit a person with an AK-47 with a grenade launcher.
Basically, there's a proper way for him to
exactly.
do it.
There's a proper way to do it. There's a proper way to search a subject, which we all learn in regular boot camp for them.
Mm-hmm.
There's ways to do it, and if you want to act like you're going to be brave, then be brave enough to do it the right way, or don't do it at all. Because then you're not being brave. You're just being a scared white boy. Just like that dude that got away with all the with the AK-47. I mean, not AK, with the AR-15 during the Black Lives Matter marches, and then he got away. He was killing white people. You need to do it like the right way, or don't do it at all. Especially when it comes to you thinking you're gonna be a vigilante.
Yeah.
So it's another round. I'm gonna give a round of applause. You're getting it right on that one. What's next?
Next we have, you know who Suki with the good cookie jar is?
Not until just recently.
Yeah. But alright, so this topic is kind of sensitive, so if it moves you in a different way, then we do apologize, but we are still gonna discuss it. So if you don't feel comfortable, just fast forward through it. But so she was at like a conference, and she was.
I thought it was a game or something, because the way they were acting in the video, they were like cheering as if they was watching a game.
They're basically table talk, you know.
Yeah.
So she was there, and you know, if you've heard her music is very provocative, so people already have this idea of how they think she is and stuff, right? So there's a young man, his name is YK Osiris. He felt like that was an opening to grope and like be more so on her. Yeah. You know? I call it, you call it what it is. It's assault.
Yeah, it is.
It's assault. But so he basically assaulted her.
You want to watch the video?
Made her feel uncomfortable. Yeah, definitely.
It's crazy. Like, yeah, that's full on assault.
Yeah.
And then do it again. Like, dude, seriously? You thought it was that funny?
And he thought it was funny. That's the thing about it. Look at him laughing.
Yeah. So, basically, the insane part about it is, it's not even insane. Actually, this is not insane. This is right on par for the way our culture is going.
And you know, like, this happens a lot more often than you think. Men are sometimes compulsive. When you present yourself in a certain way, men are they're more so, basically you put yourself in a predicament to where you can't say it's your fault, but is it their fault too? Because if you're presenting yourself in a certain way and you're over here shaking your rear end and doing all this stuff, no, it doesn't mean that you can openly go and touch them, but there should be a certain way that you carry yourself.
So, yeah, but I don't want to get into victim blaming, because That's a touchy subject.
I'm not saying it's her fault.
But what I think it goes beyond that. I think it goes far beyond that. I think it goes more so with just our culture, the music that we listen. Like, what made YK Osiris feel like that was the comfortable thing to do? Like that was the right thing to do. He's a rapper though. Yeah. So what it is, the issue is,
she's a rapper too though.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, we have allowed rappers to think that they can act in the same way that they rap about and perform about. See what I'm saying? So if you got all your songs calling women bees and thoughts
then
and all of that, and then you like, I remember I was watching something on Breakfast Club where they was actually allowing you're allowing a rapper to talk about how they were on a video with a girl on the dog leash. Like, this is what you're allowing. This is what our community
did that too.
Our community is allowing us to, or men to treat women like this on video and in songs, and still listening to their albums and buying their albums, and then being upset when they perform in a way that they actually rapping about. Like, what you think? He told you who he was.
You have to be able to at the same time separate the two.
Why? Why are we separating the two?
Because there's a performance and then there's behind the scenes.
No,
like you shouldn't feel comfortable to be going and grinding on somebody just because of the way they put it out there. Like, if there's an opening,
that's the way it is. But here's the thing though, our music is, if our music is not indicative of who we are, then our music is not our culture. So if what our music is, we're supporting that, then we're supporting that as our culture. So if we keep listening and keep buying and streaming that type of music, what do you expect from those that are rapping it and listening to it? We're buying into the exact thing that we don't want, and then upset when it happens. What you supported it. You supported YK Osiris to act the way that he did. You see what I'm saying? That's my point. We're supporting the very thing. And then another thing is, the music that we listen to is also what actions we actually perform. Music is what has always been used for motivation and brainwash. When we were back in slavery, we were singing those old songs about freedom, or when I get home, because it was giving us the spiritual strength to push forward and push through, and also sometimes giving that code for what we need to do when we run away. But that music has always been how we communicate our own soul. Yeah. So if I'm communicating as YK Osiris, this is who I am, this is what I think of women, and then men and women are consuming it, then I think that this is okay.
That's what they like and stuff. Yeah.
And then I'm not even talking about her at all. I'm talking about, we consume exactly what we think is okay, but then when it happens, we realize that it's not okay. But then why are we consuming it? Yeah, because she deactivated her Twitter and everything. Yeah. So it definitely affected her. Yeah. Because when assault is something different than going out there and talking about what you like to do in the bedroom and stuff like that. So it's basically. Hey, tell us what you think. I mean, obviously we're gonna say YK Osiris was wrong, but he did put out an apology.
Definitely.
He did put out an apology. But I still think, I mean, really the only way. Nah, I ain't gonna say that. But you got no black man needs to just be put in jail for something that they can learn from.
They have to know boundaries too.
I would, if I was her, I would sue him though.
Yeah, but remember when we were talking the other day, and we had this subject, and remember you said, like, if somebody's ugly, it's more offensive than when they are like good looking.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That part.
Yeah.
That part is very important, because what we do is, if especially for women,
Yeah.
If it's somebody that I'm attracted to, it's flirting. But if it's somebody that I'm not attracted to, it's harassment. Right? But then when it comes to that, man, it's gotten to the point where a woman can't send choosing signals and have a man pick up on them, because even if he does understand that you're doing choosing signals, then he has to actually take the risk of those choosing signals not being actual choosing signals and then being considered or blamed for harassment. So am I really going to make that risk? Am I going to take that risk, especially like in the work environment? That's where we spend so much of our time at.
Yeah.
There used to be a lot more connections that had that similar work environment, but there's so much to the point, and it should be. I mean, we should not have that harassment, but at the same time, am I going to roll the dice? Am I going to roll the dice knowing that if I say something or I approach you, that I could just be considered sexual harassment or just plain harassment, and then now my job is at risk because I thought you was sending choosing signals, and I acted on that just to talk. But now you feel like you're harassed, and you're in the uncomfortable. If I'm ugly, now you're in an uncomfortable work environment.
Oh man, that's so crazy. I'm laughing, but seriously, like, because I've been in that position before, because I'm generally a nice person. So whenever, like, and I'm nice to everybody, but
yeah, you are.
Yeah, but when somebody like starts showing interest in you and start doing like little signals and stuff like that, then sometimes you have to be direct and be like, look, we could just be friends. We're not gonna kick it. It's not gonna go any further than friendship. This is just what it is.
But then you make that love connection. What about if you are sending choosing signals? You mix that
like
whole
like flirting and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of times my niceness gets mistaken for flirting.
And I didn't. And but then you were flirting with me, and I just took it as niceness.
See that was different.
I just took it. Why? It's exactly what we're talking about. You came to tell me thank you. Thank you for helping me with this and this. And I was like, oh, okay, no problem. You were
but you didn't even know, like, I had my hair. I had my hair fixed.
You know why?
Like a
because
nice
if I notice and I talk too long, then I could be that uncomfortable neighbor that is like weird because he tried to hit on me when all I was doing was telling him thank you as a good neighbor. See what I'm saying? It's
the laws of attraction.
Now, and guess what? Now the only thing I can do is get online and click faces on the app, because I can't address anybody face to face, because she might think I'm being weird or harassing, or I'm thirsty now. So now I'm too thirsty, and then so that's why everybody just like, all right, let me just hit
DM apps.
DM,
but apps is just for hookups and stuff.
It's some people that actually got like there's people. Love. Yeah, there's people with those internet stories about falling in love. It's how they fell in love. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but it's to the point now where you can't do anything but that, because how do you?
If somebody ugly was trying to talk to me, I would feel very.
That's why everything is not now. Everything is DMs.
How would you feel if somebody? How would you feel like somebody non-attractive and you don't see anything with? Like, how would you approach that?
That's happened to me plenty of times.
You shut them down?
No, I say, oh, thank you. I'm gonna tell you a true story. So I'm
okay.
I am a volleyball official during the volleyball season. And I actually had some one of the coaches. One of the coaches came up to me. I think she was an assistant coach. And this was, I don't remember if it was before or after the game, but she said something like to the point of like, you're so sexy or something like that. This was before we started dating.
Yeah.
This was before. This is before we started dating. Okay. So that's like 2 seasons ago. But I was just like, oh, thank you, thanks very much. But for me, it was like I at that point I had already realized like I want to marry a black woman, so I'm not gonna give any time.
Ooh, when you see that sounds.
What? I at that point in my life, I realized that I was going to marry a black woman, so I didn't give any additional time to anything other than. Actually, at that point, I didn't give you no time, but I was just. I was at a point. I was at a point where I was on a path that did not. That it was like I wasn't in need of a relationship.
Yeah.
I just found out though that was called a Sigma male.
What's that?
So you know how they say there's an alpha male. So I just found out that I was at a point. Well, I guess I am a Sigma male because I perform at an alpha male level, but I don't need to be in that environment where I have to be the top dog. Like you see me, I can be by myself and do everything by myself and just be excellent in everything that I do by myself.
Yeah.
But I just found out like today that there was something called a Sigma.
I have to look that up.
Yeah.
I wonder, because I wouldn't say I'm a alpha female or nothing crazy like that, but I was fine like by myself too, but divine purpose brought us together.
It was God.
Yes.
It was God in heaven.
Yep.
So yeah, these topics we be going way off on a different note.
It's deep. And it's supposed to be like that.
And I always gotta hit it up at the end of it. Yo, YK Osiris, completely wrong. He apologized. Hope he learned from it.
Yeah. And
moves from there. If she sue him, then he might as well just take that do a settlement and move on. Cause you messed that up. But then at the same time, we have to stop consuming the very things that
that's toxic to us. Yeah.
That we don't actually want that. So why are we consuming that type of
barbecue music?
Barbecue music?
Yeah.
Never heard that before. What? Explain.
It is.
Explain barbecue music.
Barbecue music. That's the music that gets you pumping. Like the backyard party. You ever had a backyard party?
Yeah, I have
backyard party, block parties.
I never called it barbecue music though. I get it. You mean like while barbecue? Like if I'm actually doing a barbecue? Okay. Nah, I thought that was space. I thought you was talking about something totally different. I'm like no. Barbecue music. I didn't know that was a genre. Barbecue music a genre? So yeah, sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for watching with us today.
Yep.
We love you. We want you to like, comment,
share, and subscribe.
Yeah, and if you know any black businesses that wants to put their stuff out there, then go to We Are Black Press.
What that mean? Black
at gmail.com.
You want to put yourself out there? That was a little vague. Don't be trying to put yourself out there trying to show some leg on the side of the street. Look, what she means is, look, we want to help other black businesses that are trying to get exposure. Hit us up at weareblackpress@gmail.com and we will link up with you and get you exposure, do an interview with you on We Are Black Press and try to support your business so that we can rise all together.
Yep.
I'm your boy Mr. Define.
And I'm your girl Trish.
We are Black Press.